Good evening, everybody. It's Matrix here, and here's my watch list for March 13th. Okay, first up, we have Roku. Overall, the daily chart is still a bullish chart, in my opinion. There is a nice little uptrend that it's following from this day. And line it up. I believe, no, actually, right here from this down day. And line it up. Right, so it's kind of something like that. Today it did kind of did what I asked for, or what I was expecting it to do, for it to do. It pulled back from the breakout, and tomorrow I'm not sure whether it's gonna go up or down yet. I mean, it's did close a little bit below yesterday's lows, but I think it's going to pull down a little bit, a tad more, to reach this uptrend line before the next bounce. The reason why this bounce was, first of all, overall, it is a breakout chart. Second of all, analysts did upgrades on it after its positive earnings catalyst. And third, I believe on March 11th, they came out with a rumor that they're finalizing a deal with Apple soon on their AirPlay 2 or AirPad 2 or something like that. Hence all this bullishness, which actually includes Apple too. So Apple was running since yesterday. We'll talk about that later. Just gonna place some support and resistance levels here. I think tomorrow we're gonna get a little pop and drop, and then find some sort of a double bottom or a bottom to hold, and then rip back up. It's going to be a choppy day. I believe it's going to want to test this trend line for sure. So the support I'm looking at is 68, 69, and 70, which is right here. 70 being a key psychological whole number, and then each whole dollar level. 68. Okay, there's a 69, which is kind of like the trend line, and 68 right there. Okay, 68 is the bottom of this green day on March 6th, as well as the resistance on February 28th. Scrolling back a little bit on the 5-minute chart here, you'll see it. 68 right there. 69, so every whole dollar, and 70. All right, zooming out just a tad bit more, you see this uptrend line. It's following kind of like that. Okay, so it's the same trend line over here. So I want to see it test this trend line, maybe come down to the 68 area. I think I kind of drew it wrong here. So let's try that again. Link it up. Yeah, that looks a little better. Kind of like that. Not as steep. So this is a very nice, healthy uptrend. So that's what I'll be watching on Roku. If it decides to pop tomorrow, then I'll be watching resistance at 71.27. So basically right here, the morning lows of today, the 72.20 to be exact. So 72.20 right there, kind of this high right here. So right here and right here. What? Okay, as well as 73. So we have some key resistance marks here. 73 correlates to this, this morning, and this area. Okay, so a pop, and I'll look for rejection, a drop. I'll look for a hold around the support area. Nice wide range to play. I think it wants to drop out the gates, but we don't know yet. I mean, we can only tell what happens when pre-market comes. Oh, right, I forgot to bring in the SPY futures. SPY futures right here at 6 o'clock at the close, hold on, right here, it gapped down on the SPY futures, and then it kept coming down and breached this 2788 area. Now it's come back up. So tomorrow, I still think that SPY is going to be choppy. I still think it's going to test the highs, kind of like today, test the highs again and fail. With that said, that kind of correlates to what happened today on the SPY, right? Right now, it's just a little bit under the 279, and it's creeping back up right now. So I want to see it chop up and down around this 279, 280 area on the SPY, eventually making a move either up or the downside. We don't know yet. I like it for a downside though. I mean, today with as much volume as it had today, it cannot break out the 280s. So it's going to want to test it again tomorrow though. So if it does break out, it could rip and retest these highs here at 282. That's the SPY and ROKU for now. Next up, we have MOMO. I played MOMO today on the earnings positive reactions. What I noticed is there is buyers here at the 36 level. Okay, so this is a very key level. It was pre-market high. It was morning lows. And at the end of the day, near closing time, it tried to sell off and bounce right off that level. Came back up, right? So there's definitely buyers on this positive news catalyst. However, we have direct resistance upstairs here at the 37 and 37.30. So kind of like, and as well as high up day. So 37 key psychological whole number, right? 37.30 would be the 200 SMA here on the daily chart, right here, 37.30. And then also we have high of day. Okay, personally, I don't think MOMO will have another update. I think it wants to fill the gap first. It's very overextended, lots of resistance. If it wanted to keep running, it wouldn't have sold off that much. And by the time it bounced off this 36, it should have kept grinding up. So I think we are going to have a consolidation day, and then eventually this 36 buyers will give up and snap. I want to see a test of the 37 as well as anywhere around this 36.80s to 37 area. I would look for the first sign of resistance here. We have a resistance zone. If I truly want to short it, if I can get it right here, let's say it does come up to a double top and I can get the short from here, I want to hold it. I want to hold it for a long time until this 36 snap. When these buyers give up, I bet you there are a lot of stop loss set right here around this area. And once these stop loss starts activating, it's going to come down all the way to at least 35.50. 35.50 was pre-market lows. Okay. And then from there, we should get some sort of a bounce back and chop around. What I want to see is when 36 snap with authority, I want to see a retrace and stuff right back down, and that would start my short thesis on the stock. Whether it happens tomorrow or Friday or Thursday, I don't know, but that's what I'm planning for on MOMO. And overall, I want to see it fill the gap. If not, come down to this 35 at least for the next bounce up. Okay, so that's MOMO. SFIX or SFIX had a positive earnings reaction today. The stock is now very, very overextended. The guidance for Q3 is a beat, as well as for the year of 2019, the guidance is a beat as well. So overall, the catalyst is very bullish. We have key support here at 33 today as an inflection point. Okay. And then after hours yesterday, it bounced off 32 and then it started running, right? So 33 was support for today, today's morning lows, and then we have 32 when the earnings came. We had support there as well. Overall, it's still a little bit overextended. I like to see it pull back down and then test this 32 first, or test at least 33 before it comes back up and run. We have very solid resistance here at 35, also a key psychological hold number, as well as today's VWAP, and I might even give it up to 35.50. Okay, it might pop up and over a little bit to shake people out, and then get short right back down. Here, 35, we have a very key resistance area. The stock was unable to stay above it, so with this big of a gap, I do anticipate it to fill a little bit. If not, just fill some of it. I'm not anticipating to fill it all. It's just ran a little bit overextended from the 9 EMA right now. So tomorrow, I do anticipate a short day. I'm looking for a pop and drop. Okay, as you can see, the short sellers came in on this double top here on intraday double top, and they shorted it. They haven't covered yet. So tomorrow, I think they will start covering and take some profits, causing a pop, and then I'll be looking for a drop back down, stitch fix. Next up, we have DKS, negative earnings reaction. The average shoe range for the stock is $1.33. We have high relative volume of 8.07. The earnings were very, very sour, and the stock has slid about 11% today. So the SSR is on. Now, with that said, because it's also a retail stock, and with that being so bad, the earnings, I do anticipate more of a downward move from the stock. Because of the SSR, shorting it will be a little bit more difficult. Gotta pay attention to, well, in my opinion, gotta pay attention to the tape at key areas of 35 here, which is key psychological hold number and resistance, as well as yesterday's VWAP at 35.30. So I'll be watching the tape in this area, making sure that sellers are still there before I short it. Okay, I don't want to see buyers holding it up around 35. If I see a buyer holding it up around 35, I don't want to short it until it runs back up a little bit, maybe test this 36. Okay. Overall, the 35.50 area, this is the 200 SMA. So it also acts as a resistance. And my target, to be quite honest, is to short it back down to at least today's lows, which is 34. So from 35 to 34, that's $1 range, and the average shoe range is $1.33. So maybe bring it back down a little bit even more to 33.70s. That would be exactly $1.30. Okay, so that's my plan. Looking for a pop and drop here on DKS. Finally, we have NVDA. NVDA did exactly what I called last night on the watch list. I was looking for support at 160 for the long. I missed it today because I was playing MOMO, but as you can see this morning, it came down hard, reclaimed 160, and made a higher low. This was a perfect entry, right? Could have risked a little bit. I mean, if you didn't get in here on the 160, let's see. Yeah, on the breakout of this, when this happened, when this buyer's candle happened with massive volume, this was the go time, right? Also a key psychological support area, 160. This was the go time, okay? And basically, we have a doji day. What I want to see right now, tomorrow, because it has technically ran 3 days in a row, I do anticipate a choppy pullback day. I do want to see, excuse me, the 162.50 hold it's pretty close. It's basically today's closing price, right? After hours, it ripped a little bit, as you can see. So I am anticipating a dip out the gates to hold this. As long as it stays above this yesterday's close line, I'm still bullish on the name. Okay. We also have support at 161 and 160 as well. I highly doubt it can come all the way down to 160, but if it does, I'll be sure to grab it at 160 for the long, because it's now potential a double bottom, right? And if it comes down fast, even better. 160, very key area here. The stock had trouble in the past getting above it. It's a nice psychological whole number. As far as resistance, I'm looking for 164, 165, and 167. So some key round numbers here. 164, which is sitting where it's at. Maybe pre-market it pops up and over. Let's see if it holds above 164. If it can hold above 164, it shows me, that's kind of like a sign that tells me it wants 165 for sure, right? It really depends on the market tomorrow as well, and if the market is strong, if it wants to test this 2800 280s area, right? The more reason why I want to, if the market is going strong, I want to be longing NVIDIA and basically ride it up to 265 and perhaps beyond, right? Or the 165. So basically that's it for my watch list this evening. I apologize for it coming out so late. I am actually very tired as well. I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Have a great evening. Ciao.